Hi, my name's Steve O'Neill. I'm doing this video from Cornwall, United Kingdom. This is the third video I've made. I'm now restricted to 15 minutes of video. I've had another 2 weeks put on my suspension. I'm going to write it below because explain it takes up too much time. So there'll be an explanation at the bottom. There's some links below as well, some videos I want you to go watch. Right, the police. Let's get one thing straight now. Everything that's been happening in the last 6 months, the last 9 months, last year, and what's coming now. Christmas, they're going to kick your door in if there's more than 6 people. They'll kick your door in. There are police inspectors, chief inspectors, who are letting the public know that they want you to phone up if you suspect your neighbour has more than 6 people in at Christmas dinner. There are more than 6 people. So if you've got a couple and another couple joins and another couple, some family members, if there's 6 within the household, yeah, that's okay. But any more than 6, you can phone them up, they'll kick your door in. Now, you've got to understand, you've got to fucking understand, the police have gone beyond they've gone beyond a certain point. They've gone beyond it. Everything that's happening is training for the future. I'm going to put a link below to a film that's coming out, Songbird. And Songbird is about COVID-22, out of 21 or 22. We're in COVID-19, then we're going to have 20, then we're going to have 21, then 22. This is going to progressively get worse. Now everything that's been happening is about the rules being set in paper, ready for the next one, and then there'll be other rules that are added to it, and then they'll be going to the next one. But each time we'll slip smoothly into the process of lockdown, and it'll be smoother and smoother and smoother and smoother with every progressive COVID that comes, and whatever new name you give. So Australia, Dan Andrews, he has done absolutely fantastic for the agenda of the one world government. He's like a leader. Then we follow, and then quietly Boris Johnson makes it that no more than 2 people can protest. No more than 2 people can protest. You're going to be arrested, and their police are going to enjoy arresting you. They are now, their employment is ensured, their wage is ensured. Life is quiet for them. There's no more late night discos, fighting outside discos with idiot drunks. There's none of that. No, they are there to patrol the streets to protect us from an invisible virus. That's their job. They are going to save lives protecting us from a virus. They're not going to save lives where somebody's walking down the street or somebody's going about the business and then some drunk coming out of the club fucking like attacks you or whatever. You see those videos? Them days are over. So all that work has been dropped by the police. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. So they have now all this free time to fully pursue you. And that's why they're going to come and fucking kick your door in Christmas. Bit of extra overtime. Bit of reward. They'll all be putting the names down for the Christmas shift. Boxing Day shift. They're putting the names down for the overtime. Triple time. Triple wages. So they love the job. So I'm going to put a link below to the Guernsey Police Force, a recruitment video. This recruitment video for Guernsey, wow, you've got to see it. You've got to see this video for Guernsey Police Force. I'm going to put 2 videos below. So you've got Songbird, you've got Guernsey Police Force. The police force is going to change. They've been prepared for this. They have programs, they subliminally program it. They have tests to take a certain type of person, certain type of fucking psycho, a certain type of person who doesn't give a fuck about the rest of society, who has this view of themselves as a glorious figure, whereas everybody else is there to do as they're told. We're going to protect you, do as you're told, and shut the fuck up. Like this woman, 72 years old, she went to see her mother in the old folks home. I'm going to put 2 links below. See, I've got to rush this. There's a link with Talk Radio where you can see them. You can see this 72-year-old woman and her 40-odd-year-old daughter. And they went to visit her mother, her granddaughter, an old folks home, and she blew. A fucking fuse blew in her head. A 97-year-old grandmother is there. She's got dementia. She's not hugged her. She knows she's a goner. This next wave of COVID, she's already been in hospital once, and she told the hospital not to release her back to the old folks home, to let her know when she was ready to leave, and she'd come and pick her up and take her home with her. This was months ago. This was in the first lockdown. And the hospital contacted the old folks home because they worked together. and social services, and they came and picked her up. It was probably in the middle of the night. So when she went to the hospital the next day to see her mum, oh no, we've given her back to the old folks home, because that is an income, that's money. It's business, 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 business. It's business. Old people now do not belong to their children, just as our children do not belong to us as parents anymore. Because we see that with the teachers. So you've got all these teachers who say, no, you have no rights. You have no rights. We're going to teach your kids what we want. I was reading something the other day about, you know, how people are getting payments to get them through these times. Well, this guy who's a transgender guy, he's overweight, he's a fucking, his figure, so he wears tight dresses like fucking Danny LaRue, or Barbara Stanwyck, or Rita Hayworth. He wears all these glorious dresses as though he's a cabaret act. He's got a great big beard. He wears all the makeup and the wigs and everything. Goes into schools teaching them about transgender sex and everything. Well, to get him through, he's been awarded £270,000 to keep him going until it's ready for him to go back in school with kids. Well, our kids don't belong to us, our parents don't belong to us. How many teachers are like that now? Can't see the fucking mum in the hospital, or the granny. The ones that were telling you you've got no right over your kids, well, these have got no right over the parents. Well, she burst into the home, she had enough. So she barged in. He said she assaulted him because she pushed past him. She had some roses and the roses got flicked about or something. And she got a 97-year-old mum, she put her in the car, she drove her out. Anyway, the police called. Whoa, police are chasing all over. Hull it was. You can imagine it over the airways. There's a car, blue fucking Corsa, 72-year-old driver, she's got a 97-year-old mother with her. Stop and desist. Get them. Anyway, just like the Guernsey advert, go watch the Guernsey recruitment advert. Anyway, they got her in her car park, she was on her phone to a solicitor and that. Go watch Talk, it'll all explain it and you'll see these people. Anyway, she got handcuffed. They handcuffed her, put her in the back of the car, took her off to a police station, took the old lady back to the old folks home, because that money has to be insured. That flow of money for the old folks home has to be insured. Now what's Matt Hancock did, just before the lockdown, it was announced 4 days before, oh, we're going to have a lockdown, you know, yeah, we're going to have a lockdown. Well, a couple of hours before lockdown, it was announced, he gave some advice to old folks homes so that they could help people see their parents in an old folks home, and grandparents. And what he's suggested is wall-to-floor panelling, just like the American prisons, what you see on the TV programmes, where the prisoner comes in his orange jumpsuit, and then he sits down, and he picks up the phone, and then he goes like that, and you've got to pick up the phone. That's what Matt Hancock has suggested for old folks homes now. It's fucking there. It's in guidance. It's guidance for old folks home, because it's getting serious now. So we've got to like think of contact and mental health of the old people. Well, her mum had dementia, and she wanted her home with her. She's been trying for ages. And actually, go listen to the talk radio. Nobody listens to her. MPs, nobody. She's tried and tried and tried for 6, 7, 8 months to get her mum back. And nobody will listen to her. Nobody listens to you. You are nothing. And people are slowly learning that we are nothing. And that's why you're going to get, over the next few years, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to get a certain type of person who is attracted to the police force. And this Guernsey recruitment video gives it you. It'll show it you. You'll understand what I'm going on about. I've got a rush. Anyway, they arrested her, took her back to the old folks home. But just think of this, what Matt Hancock is suggesting. Wall, ceiling to floor. So you've got your panelling, then you've got perspex, and you can go and see your old folk. You can go see your granny or your mum in the old folks home. That's it, that's the future, that is the new norm. Or he's advising contact pods, which could be a shed in the car park, but you've still got to have that floor to ceiling. So you go in one door, one end of the shed, sit down, and then the carer, the old folks people, they wheel the granny in with dementia in the wheelchair, across the car park into the other door, into the shed, but you've got this fucking COVID barrier. We're all prisoners. I explained it more in the 2 videos before, but I overwent the time limit, 20 on and then 19 minutes. I think I'm down to 15 minutes, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Go watch the links below. Think of what I'm saying. I've only got 15 minutes of video now until for another 2 weeks. I've got to sort something out. I'm now being forced in the position where I've got to sort something out, so I've got to rush it. I want to get these 15 minutes, I want to get this uploaded. I've wasted loads of time uploading. Let's get this done.